Inspired by desperation. Okay. Okay, this is Marcin and Aaron here. We're interested in taking OSE documentation to the next level. The frustration being that as we are scaling, documentation has been lagging. We have secured 70,000 from the Kauffman Foundation and a Schumacher Family Fund to take us to the next level of documentation, and that is to recruit about 4 to 6 full-time documenters on site in the next 6-month period. Second, to integrate this with the XM Flashy, Extreme Manufacturing Flashy web platform by taking this as an opportunity to take all the documentation steps in the platform and link it explicitly to the role descriptions, and have the development team be responsible for filling those very specific documentation points, as well as having the documentation management team being responsible for facilitating the process. So if something is left behind, someone doesn't document, and they'll get on top of that and make sure that it gets documented. Because right now, I feel our major obstacle is that there is a lot of material. Some of it is not well organized, and a lot of times people are just simply negligent in taking video, or even just doing things like simple explainers where you can video something or document something in a quick way. A lot of times people are buried with the task at hand and they forget to do that. So to facilitate this process, we'll incorporate both the XM Flashy platform and have the management team, the documentation team, make sure that all the support necessary for documentation to happen, from video to CAD to technical writing, takes place, and the developers are helped with that. So that's the general overview, what we're doing right now, and we will publish the documentation tasks. We're going to blog this. We're hopefully by tonight, it's Sunday, we will publish a recruiting announcement and start looking for people and publish this through our social networks. And right now we're working on documentation tasks. It's a Google Doc and a wiki page. Well, let's just stick to the Google Doc. So anybody who wants to access that, please click on that and also contribute if you'd like. That's about it. Okay, so that's an overview. Do we have anything to add to this?
I've got the Flashy XM page pulled up.
Yes.
Will you explain how we would integrate this with the control panel, or?
Yeah. Are you screen capturing the so both the Skype and the Flashy XM?
Yeah, and I've got the Flashy XM pulled up right now.
Okay. So if you pull that up, we've got the main. So the main three things that we will have the people on site and potentially remotely do is three things. One, be rigorous updating the status log form so that you put on a task as accomplished day by day, preferably with a link so that you can substantiate the work that you have done. Point two is do more aggressive vlogging. That means documenting a lot of the things that are going on. Like right now at Factory Farm, there's so much going on. I feel that some people are missing really, really important to see details. So we're going to encourage people to keep vlogging actively and uploading that directly to the Marcin Os YouTube channel. Point three is to reinvigorate our use of the Scrummy platform, so putting all the tasks up there. So that's just the way this works, reviewing what we've done before. Now, as far as the control panel, if you see on the left-hand side, you've got in red, you've got the different pieces of the control panel, like background work, strategic development, team development, design, fabrication, testing, documentation. So there's a section on documentation right above the distributed enterprise. So under documentation, we're listing a large number of tasks that the whole documentation team will be responsible for. In order to make that easy to document, we will put all those tasks granularly under the documentation section of the control panel, so we can basically keep track, and every person on each project will be responsible for filling in those documentation points. So whatever work they're doing uh, in development, we'd like to make the documentation part separate and a distinct package that we propose, or we position as this is what the world sees, and therefore we're clear that, okay, whatever we have done and whatever we have in the other sections documented or on the wiki, wherever, we make that apparent in the documentation section. So I think what we can do right now, and we'll experiment with this, is for every project. So we will first set up a new page, new sheet for each project. Like right now, we have CNC circuit mill, bioplastic production. Only 2 projects up there right now. But let's add one for CEB, tractor, so forth. Torch table. And each project developer will be responsible for putting that documentation up under those for each project, making sure that page, that template is copied into each project, and then a person starts filling that out. So is that clear?
Yeah. So item number 54 in the master list of steps is videography.
Yeah.
So is it true that we would have somebody whose role is videography, and then they would horizontally apply 54 across each machine? So each sheet from circuit mill to OSC car, item 54 would be their responsibility across all those machines. Is that right?
Yeah. So we will have, what I see happening is, so now you've got 54 through 58 and whatever there's, we'll clean that up, but basically make each of those tasks more granular, because if you click on the videography right now, there's not even a description for what that means. But we'll have to break up the documentation tasks into as granular pattern as possible, as task detailed as possible, and it'll be a combination of both. So it'll be the documentation managers, like the videographer or the blogger or the CAD director, making sure those things are getting up there, but also the team. The team will be the first level of putting material up there. And then if say we know someone's working on a particular design, say CNC circuit mill, and the CAD is not up there, then say the CAD director should be like, okay, where's the CAD? Let's fill it in. Let's either have the team member fill it in, or the CAD director just basically sweep up and post all that information on the platform.
Yeah.
So somehow where either the CAD director either emails the team, hey, I know you've got the design, why is it not under the documentation on the wiki there? Or if they want to, they can fill it themselves, but we should encourage the team members and make the team members more responsible for doing that, unless they absolutely refuse, in which case the CAD director would put it up.
Yeah, right.
Put it up themselves. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So that's how I see it happening. Anything else?
I think that's great.
Okay, so let's do that as a start. So in summary, we're recruiting a documentation team. We've got a bit of money to make that happen, and we're going to integrate that with the Flashy XM platform. Okay, so we can stop this video then.